This is a resolution proclaiming March of 2026 as Civil Grand Jury Awareness Month in the County of San Luis Obispo. It reads as follows. Whereas, every year in each of California's 58 counties, ordinary citizens take an oath to voluntarily serve a term of 1 year as civil grand jurors. And whereas grand juries have been in existence since the adoption of California's original Constitution in 1849-1850. And whereas civil grand juries conduct their investigations under the auspices of the Superior Court of California and have broad access to public officials, employees, records, and information. One of the most important functions of a civil grand jury is to review the operations of the officers, departments, and agencies of local government. And whereas civil grand juries are charged with investigating and reporting on local government operations to assure that their responsibilities are being fulfilled legally, efficiently, honestly, and in the best interest of the public. Civil grand juries serve as a watchdog authority and are well suited to the effective investigation of local governments because they are independent bodies, operationally separate from the entities and officials they investigate. And whereas the civil grand jury's fact-finding efforts result in reports that contain specific recommendations aimed at identifying problems and offering ways to improve government operations and enhance responsiveness. And whereas the hard work done by civil grand juries has a great effect on our communities and makes California a better place to live. And whereas the reward of being a civil grand juror is the satisfaction received from working with fellow residents and community members to improve local government for all. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the efforts of those jurors, both past and present, who have volunteered their time and service to the San Luis Obispo County Grand Jury. Now therefore be it resolved and ordered that the Board of Supervisors of the County of San Luis Obispo, State of California, does hereby proclaim March 2026 as Civil Grand Jury Awareness Month in the County of San Luis Obispo.
Thank you, Chairman Paulding and Supervisors, for that recognition. I'm Kathy David. I'm the foreperson of the 25-26 San Luis Obispo County Grand Jury. With me today are members and former members of the County Grand Jury. Each year, all 58 counties in California must impanel a civil grand jury. The civil grand jury is an independent body of 19 citizens who are volunteers and whose primary function is to investigate and report on the affairs of local government and recommend ways to make it more efficient, effective, transparent, and accountable. The grand jury may review policies and procedures, identify issues, and make recommendations to save money, improve services, and solve problems. Evidence gathered in a grand jury investigation remains confidential unless it's included in a published report. It is through the reporting and response process that problems in government operations are brought to public attention. When public entities implement the grand jury's recommendations, local government operations can be improved. Serving on the civil grand jury is a rewarding experience, and we look for applicants who are interested in local government. Applications can be found on the San Luis Obispo Superior Court website, and the deadline for submitting applications is April 17th. Lastly, I want to thank the Superior Court of California, County of San Luis Obispo for their continued support, assistance, and guidance as we recognize Civil Grand Jury Awareness Month and open recruitment. Thank you to our presiding judge, Tanya Coates, Court Executive Officer Michael Powell, Executive Assistant Dana Betancourt, and Court Operations Manager Nikki Rodriguez. And I personally want to thank all of the County Board of Supervisors who have presented in front of us, as well as Matt, our County Administrations Officer, and for allowing all the county department heads to come and speak to us and help educate us in our processes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate the work you do. I want to open the floor to any public comment on this item. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to close public comment and bring it back to the board. And would any of my colleagues like to make a comment? Supervisor Moreno.
Yeah, thank you for your service, for taking time out of your working days, out of your lives, to volunteer in this way and to provide that important service of being that watchdog to protect the public and make government work better. I really appreciate you.
Supervisor Pichon.
I'd also like to thank you. I have spoken a number of times before the civil grand jury and appreciate the interest that they show in the community and making things better.
Supervisor Don Ortiz-Lake.
Thank you. I am just really happy that we do this and recognize the grand jury volunteers. It's a huge commitment. It's really a massive educational undertaking that they do, and it also really represents something that most people don't know that's happening, that we have really good watchdogs checking all the things like what you saw today go down. I think it's really an important aspect, and I just want to shout out to people who may want to join. April 17th is the last day for applications, which is really important, but most importantly, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your contribution to our county. Thank you.
Supervisor Gibson.
Indeed, I appreciate your efforts to dig in on a mountain of information that is local county government. And you know, it's an important civic institution that you support. We're happy for you to come every year at about this time to help recruit the next cohort, and wish you well in the continued, in finishing up this term that you're 3/4 of the way done. So appreciate it.
I'd like to echo those comments and appreciate you for all the hard work that you do. And for the benefit of the public, I can tell you they do grill you. They do their work and they do their job, and we very much appreciate it.